watching for many years, and I've always told my husband, I said, I don't think he cares for women.
Really?
And I've told him that for a long time.
Okay.
I said, he doesn't care for women. And he says, oh, don't say that just because of this. I said, no. I said, I understand the creation role. I understand God, husband, wife, children. I get that concept.
Right.
I said, but I feel like at this point, just watching him, I don't know to say he mistreats women, but he belittles us.
Right.
In totality, in general.
Right.
And so I said, something's wrong with this. And one day he stood up in the front of the church and gave his testimony. He talked about his daddy being a preacher, a pastor, and his mother, first lady, and them being very wrapped up in their ministry. Okay? And then he said, I was molested. And I remember in the middle of service, I looked at my husband and I said, ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
And my husband swatted my thigh like, shut up, don't say that in the middle of the church. But that was it for me.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear.
Right.
Because to my understanding, it was a woman who did it.
Right. Which explains.
And I said, that's what's wrong with this brother.
Yeah. Wow.
And so with that being said, I have always just sat and I've watched and I felt like, you know, it's not just you. This ain't just you. But see, we were so trained to shut our mouth and not say anything.
Right.
And so I had a church member end of September that called me every day wanting to do lunch or dinner and wanted to know why I wasn't in church and why did she see my spouse and she didn't see me. And I went to have lunch and dinner with her. And I kind of explained to her what had happened in my marriage and what, you know, how I was feeling and that I wasn't able to be a part of the church because I didn't want to be put out. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to be put out. I didn't want them to find out and I'll be put out, you know?
Really?
And, yeah, that was a concern. And, nevertheless, that member doesn't even call me, won't respond on text anymore. Sabaita's sister, which is named Mimi, she won't respond text or anything anymore. Everybody just ignores, just won't respond. Same story that they do, same thing they do everybody else. I'm not special.
Wow.
And I was there since 2012.
2012.
And I would think it would be his toothache if his wife has been talking and telling and showing something, you know. But then again, when you're in the church where everything that the pastor is saying is, I guarantee you the man leaves the churches because Jesse had him leave.
Yeah.
Everything is jizzy. It's so jizzy. You know, it's mind blowing to me.
So I guess my question is, so you left in October? You left October?
No, I left before October. I left about May.
Okay.
I stopped officially going in May.
What was it? I guess the start of the camp was back. What was it? Okay, you know what? And that's it. What caused you not to go anymore?
Well, you know what? It was slowly happening because I was very consistent, and then I started being less consistent and not feeling convicted by it at all. And that's what just made me finally say, you know what? This is it, because I was in there and he, you know, just the jokes, the things that he says that is not funny at all. The way that literally he can walk right past you like he just see right through you.
Wow.
I mean, reminded that I've been there since 2012.
Right.
You know who I am. I'm not even a new member, and I'm not saying you're supposed to even treat your new members like that.
Right.
But I'm saying you know who I am.
Right.
So, I mean, I have, like I said, I've said and I've watched Amy Rose. I've said and watched all the people there. I was there when Will Ford was there. I was there when all these people was there.
So what did you think when you saw Will Ford return to ABC to preach?
You know what? Let me tell you something about that. I had to learn that the gentleman that plays the saxophone is Will Ford's nephew-in-law.
Okay.
And my husband gives his nephew-in-law around the church from time to time.
Okay.
And I saw his wife at church when we first started going to the church, and she had dreadlocks. And And so did her aunt, which was Will Ford's sister.
Okay.
She had dreadlocks too.
Okay.
And he was standing from the church and talked so bad about people that had dreads. And shortly thereafter, I saw like maybe 2-3 Sundays went by, I didn't see him anymore. And I stopped seeing him.
Wow.
And I saw those ladies in Will Ford at the grocery store, because coincidentally, they live near me.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, hi. I said, I don't know if you know me, but I go to church with you guys. And if you could have seen the ghostly look on their face, I mean, they looked at me like I was absolutely crazy, like, ugh, you know?
Wow.
And guess what? I never saw Will Ford at the church again until I found out that he preached the other day.
Really?
Yeah. That was evidently after he left that I saw him.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that he was gone. Just like Kelly Burke and his wife.
Lois, yeah.
I always wondered where the heck they went. I never knew where they went. I saw them out to eat, we spoke, what have you. I never knew what happened. And I'm just not a person that's going to walk up and say, hey, why are you not in church?
Right.
Because sometimes that's just not for you to do, you know?
Right, yeah.
But I spoke and I acknowledged him. So when I saw that post, I mean, your email, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is what happened to these people. So everybody that I had questioned was in that email, with an exception of Cynthia Ashley, but Damona and Lois, I knew them, and I was like, wow, this is what happened to them?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, every story was relatively familiar because I was a silent member, and I watched, and I listened.
Wow.
And yes, it is very much so like it's a cult. I said it, I agree. That period. I do agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because, I mean, I'm on the outside here, and, I'm not sure how many videos of mine you may have seen, but I explained the reason why I decided to come out and say what I needed to say about this man, because it's been long overdue. This man's made a living and made millions from, exposing, quote unquote, and just attacking people, questioning their sexuality, saying that somebody's gay without any proof. And I'm saying, okay, you know what? I have proof on you from people that's close to you, from people that's even in your family, people that work with you, have been associated with you, and everything I'm saying about you is true. So why is it that he gets away with it, but thinks it's okay for himself to try to hold people to other standards? That's just that for me that shows the height of hypocrisy.
Absolutely, and I knew he was going to cancel. I knew that the truth behind Hip Hop 13 was canceled. I knew what your announcement was going to be because I have a friend that I actually brought to the church that's still there, and I refused to tell her about this because members are not receiving this well. Okay, so I didn't want to be a person to say something to her.
Okay.
And when she and I had a conversation, she was something about my spirit is just really conflicted and I don't know what it is. And she had no idea about any of this. Because she's not on Facebook.
Okay.
And I shared this with her and she was like, oh my God, this was what it was. And she had that was nothing. She told me he just canceled the truth behind hip hop. Like he told us in there that he's not perfect and something else. And I said, wait a minute, is this a confession?
Wait, hold on, because I'm listening. Hold on, I'm listening to you, but I didn't hear you. Wait a minute, wait. Okay, you said your friend?
Yes, a friend of mine.
A friend of yours
that goes there currently.
That currently goes there. She was at the church yesterday.
Sunday, yes.
Yesterday, and she said that George announced that the recording is canceled.
Yes, he announced it in church. I knew about it yesterday morning that it was canceled because he told them in church.
So he did tell them in church, okay.
Yeah, and he even told them that he wasn't perfect.
What does that mean?
And that that's when I said, oh my God, is this a confession almost? Like, what does that mean? And I mean, she didn't elaborate, and it didn't sound like she really said much more. So I was trying to figure out, was it Craige that canceled this, or did Fred Price cancel it?
It's the latter.
Fred Price canceled it.
Fred Price,
gotcha.
Here's the thing, he canceled it because of me. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant or prideful. I'm saying that because it was due to the emails and the videos and the statements and the witnesses that I produced, and that I told him, these people are not lying, bro. G. Craige is lying. The Bible says the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. So if I have nothing to hide, I have no reason to run. That's why it was canceled. It was he got canceled. It wasn't that he chose to cancel. He got canceled.
And see, the presentation was as if he had made that choice.
And see, that's my part right there. That's why I told my friend Fred, because he and I talk a lot. I told him, I said, one of the reasons why I wanted to get in front of this and why I didn't want the enemy to try to get any glory over this was because I know that G. Craige Lewis is a liar. And he will do whatever it takes to make himself look good, even in the midst of him sinning. So, the fact that he said that, I knew he was not going to put the correct narrative on there. That he just decided to cancel it. He didn't decide to cancel that. It was decided for him. That's what happened.
Because he said he needed some time and he needed to pray. So he said all of that. So let me ask you, has he spoken with you at all?
No. He refuses to speak to me. He refuses to speak to T-Time Moffitt. He refuses to speak to any of the men that have tried to hold him accountable.
Why did T-Time and him stop being affiliated? What happened?
The same reason why him and his cousin Tim are no longer affiliated. The same reason why other people like Bobby Carter are not affiliated and associated with him because of Craige. Craige's pride, Craige's narcissism, Craige's sin, Craige refuses to be held accountable is the reason why people have left. And so what he'll do is he'll put people on these sabbaticals. And really, this is why I mentioned in the video yesterday with Moses, that's abuse. Because you don't find in scripture you putting church members out of the church because of something you don't like. It has to be because of sin. And this is why I'm big on helping people understand what church authority looks like and what it is not. Because most of the people that go to ABC, they do not understand biblical ecclesiology. They do not understand the doctrine of the church. They do not understand what authority looks like and the parameters by which pastors' authority rests. Once they get people in that church and they're young and impressionable and they're untaught and biblically illiterate, they're easy pickings and easy prey for people like G. Craige Lewis. And that's why he does what he does.
Well, this is my issue, is that you have these elders that have homosexual children that are currently having babies out of wedlock. But yet, they're not being put out the church. They're not asking to be set down or sabbaticals or none of that. They doing the concert. I know they are for a fact. I know all of this for a fact.
You know all this for a fact. You can attest to all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Instagram friends with them.
Yeah, homosexual. I mean, their children are homosexual. They are actually effeminate and homosexual are two different things, but still sin. But you're saying that these kids or these children or these elders are practicing homosexual, or they have homosexual tendencies, i.e., effeminate?
No, they're practicing. They're a lesbian.
And ABC.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm asking, because I don't know anything about ABC other than what people tell me. And are these elders like Elder Aaron's kids or something? Does he have children? I'm not sure. I'm not who has kids.
I don't want to say right now.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's the truth. So that's what I'm saying. How do you sit people down because they don't want to exercise how you want them to exercise, or because, you know, somebody asked them a question about who they're dating and they say, no, we're not dating, you can just tell them to take a sabbatical, take a break, come back and let me know what you learned.
Right.
How do you do that? Just like another elder wife sat at the table and told everybody that she was a whore.
And she's a what?
That she was,
okay.
not current, but
yes.
was a whore.
Okay.
And then get into a big social media brawl with another member, and your husband's children from the first marriage come on and shut the whole thing down and tell everybody that you fake, you're phony, and that you stole my dad from my mom, and now we've had to have a bad life, like you picked him up and you left. But that's one of your elders too.
Wow.
That's one of your elders too. Yeah, so those are the answers to your question.
Yes.
When you say, what made you leave?
Right.
It was literally me having a file. A mental file.
Okay, gotcha.
That I just was flipping through. Like, this is not right. This is total hypocrisy. This is not making sense here. And then one day, in P31, his wife said this, but she quickly got off of it and she laughed. She goes, oh girl, please, you know my husband's a male chauvinist. She said it.
Okay, now this is what Samantha said, or you said somebody else's wife?
His wife said it.
Great. The hands will hit me. And she said that in the P31 meeting.
Yeah, she said that in the P31 meeting, and then she tried to and jump on off of it. But now since you said it, because that's what you was feeling in that moment.
The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
So see, again, people don't take that and they don't pay attention to it, but I got it. And I also caught it real good when he was in the front of the church and he was letting everybody know. Okay, brother, Jesse want to step up and she want to tell you, oh, I'm gonna leave. Okay, I tell you what you do, let her go. Where's she going? She ain't got no job, she don't have no money, she got 3, 4, 5 kids. Her shelf life is about to expire.
Wow.
She ain't what she used to be. She'll be back.
Jeez.
That is what he said. But why the whole church laughing?
So
I'm sitting there like, what?
That's why I'm like, okay. But put a pin in that for just a second, because I'm still tripping off of the fact of him making the announcement at ABC about canceling this thing. So now, you said you knew what the announcement was going to be about for me. You knew what it was going to be about for me because of what? You just had a sense of it, or I mean?
Okay. Well, okay, you could. I'll put it this way. I was on the phone with
okay.
immediately after Moses' video.
Okay.
She and I were talking because I was driving home from Houston.
Oh, okay.
She and I were speaking, and I said, so, Truth Behind Hip Hop 13 is canceled. She said, what'd you say? I said, yeah, he announced it at church today. So when I saw your post go up and said in 5 hours or 6 hours or something,
right.
I haven't announced it.
Right. I
said, oh, he's going to announce that the Truth Behind Hip Hop is canceled because he announced it at church today.
Yep.
So I just knew from my conversation, and I knew it hadn't been spoken on. I bet you found out it's going to be canceled.
Yeah.
And I had already told her, or you even posted that announcement.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I already knew it was going to be canceled because I had prior conversations with Fred and a couple other men regarding Craig. So it's probably about a week or two this has been going on. But I had agreed I wouldn't say anything publicly. But I told Fred I'm giving him until midnight, which was last night. I said because my concern was people buying tickets and plane tickets and hotel reservations and all that kind of stuff. I said it's not fair to people who are wanting to go and then they spent money or wasted money and will have a hard time getting it back for something that we already know is not going to happen. And so for me, that was my push. That was my my issue. I said I'm not waiting another day. I said bad enough, y'all. You're asking me to you want me to be considerate of him. I'm like, I almost said something at the time when that had happened. He told me that. I said, look, man, I don't give a crap about George Craige Lewis. I don't. I said, what I care about is the shit that he screwed over. And it is screwing over right now. The people that call me, that are traumatized, people that are going through, really going through hell, trying to get over the mental, trauma and the mental manipulation that he has, put on them. I said, those are.
Let me tell you something. You are right on the money, because that's how I feel. I have been really hard, not just because of myself, because I have my own story. When I started going to ABC, I was happy because I felt like, okay, great, this is going to set the order. No, and I mean, within a year or two into the church, I started saying, I mean, he's changed a lot, if I must be honest.
Yeah.
When I first started. So, I feel really bad because I've watched all of these people slide in and become members, coming from all over.
All over the world.
I mean, literally all over the world.
Yeah, I know.
Other countries.
Yes.
Men walking in the door, looking at women, staking their claim and taking them back to Europe with them. Crap like that. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah, and he promoted it.
Do this real quick, because I want to hear the rest of what you have to say. I just pulled into my truck terminal.
Okay.
Are you going to still be up? Because I really want to finish talking to you about this, just to get some clarity and understanding on this, because I got to know why this man did not give the real reason why he canceled, or why that recording was canceled.
Well, by the time you call me back, I'll have more definitive answers for you.
Okay. I'll give you a call back in about, give me about 30 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, great. Okay. Bye.